you don't actually see what you think of as Italy till you get out of the Alps. Northern Italy is very much like Austria. And it was just really amazing landscapes there. We did have a little bit of trouble because we got booted out of because the way we reserved our train, we didn't actually know that we had reserved seats or not. So we got booted out of our seats like midway through. We had to find seats, and we ended up finding seats next to these two Swedes who were very nice, but were extremely cucked. Like, they were nice people. We sat next to them, but I knew that they were basic bitch Swedes. They were younger too. They were like backpacking, and so they had been backpacking in Austria, and then they were going to Italy to do more of that. And they were completely uninterested in, like, they wanted to go to hostels and hang out with other like 20-year-olds, because they're probably in their early 20s, other early 20-year-olds, and like do drugs and drink and go hiking and lie on the beach. We were like, we're going to Italy, we're going to go see all this culture and get back. And they were like, what? Oh, there's museums in Rome? Okay. Like they didn't even, that wasn't even on their radar. They didn't give a shit. They just, and that's what they had been doing in Austria. They were just hiking and partying, and they were nice, but then somehow it got on the, like, somehow Swedes, every time I've ever talked to Swedes, there's some Swedish guys at my office too, and I had this experience the first time I talked to them. They bring up political shit, and they start talking about how horrified they are at, like, the fucked up policies of their country because they're too right wing. And I'm not kidding you. Like, at my work, this happened. That this guy immediately started talking to me about the Swedish Democrat Party, which is, I guess, the right-wing party there. This guy was talking about how, like, Sweden's becoming more racist, and
daily reminder. Daily reminder.
What's that?
I said daily reminder. In Sweden, it's considered racist to fly the Swedish flag unless, like, it's a soccer game.
Yeah, no, I know.
And
like, same thing in Germany.
Yeah,
and then he was also saying, like, the U.S. is really fucked up, and I didn't know. First of all, he said that to me, and he felt like okay, like, he, without even knowing what I think. I thought that was kind of weird, but I guess it's like, it's just they're so used to constantly signaling up there that they can't stop. And I think one of the ways they signal to each other is talking about how fucked up the U.S. is. Like, they think that we are, like, insane. Like, they think that we're crazy. Like gun nuts wanting to kill black people, because they're getting this media narrative with no context. So they think that there's, like, these right-wing racist Klansmen that are just, like, mowing down black people and, like, care nothing but to make money and pollute the environment and shoot blacks. Like, they have this totally distorted view of what America is like and what Americans are like. And I don't know, it's interesting talking to Swedish people from Sweden. I mean, there are some right-wing Swedes, but, like, you're most likely going to get a complete cuck. And this guy's, like, talking about how, one thing that was very interesting is he talked about how Sweden was having a lot of immigration and it was great. And he was working with these Syrian guys, and they're entering his trade. He was a carpenter. And how great it is to work with them, and they're such great workers, and they want to come to Sweden. They want to be Swedish and contribute to the economy and all. And I was like, I was trying not to, like, face palm this whole time. And then, but the one group he was willing to say bad shit about was the gypsies. And gypsies, everyone in Europe fucking hates them, right? Like,
that's true.
Even the Swedish are willing to say they hate the gypsies because they've got experience with them and they know what they're like. So you can convince a Swede that, like, Dindus didn't do nothing. The Dindus are okay because they didn't do anything. But they have experience with gypsies, so they know the gypsies suck.
Yeah. And that kind of reflects the conversations I've had with Germans here. I've experienced maybe 2 or 3 truly anti-American tirades against me during my almost 3 years here in Germany. The most common question I get is, why are there still such bad race relations between whites and blacks in America? And because of my current employment position and because of the laws here in Germany, I have to be very careful about my answer to that.
Yeah.
I could tell them the truth. I tell them the truth, but in a very neutral way. I say there has been a lot of There's been a lot of bad blood between whites and blacks since slavery that really has never gone away, and both sides have had problems really coming to table and actually resolving problems, and that's about as much as I can lie.
Yeah, that's not even. I mean, that's like a basic bitch narrative. That's not. I would be.
It is a complete basic bitch narrative, but that's about as basic bitch. I mean, I can't lie any more than that without like wanting to put my finger down my throat and puke. I mean, but that's how it is because the only narrative they're fed here is basically, oh, another black man was killed by a white police officer. The same shit you get in the States, but that's all they get here. They don't get any of the actual experience with black population, with Mexicans. They don't get that, so they don't understand it. They have no context. They have no point of reference.
Yeah, but my question is, do you ever have guys that are like just your friends that you can talk about it for real with? Like outside of a situation where somebody that has power over you would need to be avoided or something?
I will say that it is very difficult to make friends here in Germany. In America, we are used to a pretty open culture in which you can meet a new group of guys and become, friends with them pretty quickly and hang out. Here in Germany, you need so much investment of time and effort to be like part of a group of friends. I don't have anyone here, even after 2.5 years, who I can really open up to about any of these issues without, and it's not even a matter of fear, it's a matter of, well, fuck, it's hard enough to make friends. Do I want to like alienate myself as being, a right-wing fanatic here in Germany already? I don't know. I gotta kind of play it up by ear.
Yeah.
The only success story I've had is with my girlfriend, who I've been dating now for 3.5 years. She knows where I stand on all the issues, and even as a German who grew up in the heart of denazification education, she's pretty much if she's not on the same page as I am on the issues, she quietly accepts it and loves me anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do with girls. But I mean, even when we were on this train with these Swedes, I was like biting my tongue because I was like, we're only gonna be sitting with them for a couple hours, all just for the sake of politeness, just shut the fuck up. But then, I kind of wished I had said something, but they were like genuinely nice people. They're just horribly fucking wrong and misguided. And It's funny because it's like the nice qualities about them are why Sweden is a nice place. Mm-hmm. But they're also why Sweden isn't going to be a nice place very much longer.